Trying to control a Sigma is like trying to hold onto a fistful of sand. The harder you try, the more they will slip away. It's not that Sigma men are inherently uncontrollable, but their nature and personality traits make it difficult for others to control them. These guys march to the beat of their own drum, making their own rules as they go. They're the wild cards, the enigmatic individuals who can't be easily categorized or controlled. They are the ones who operate outside of the traditional social hierarchy, and that's exactly why you can't control them. Many people underestimate them, thinking they are shy or even weak. While the Sigma men want you to think this, there is much more to them than meets the eye. Here are 10 reasons why you can't control Sigma males. 1. He's a master of disguise. These men are the chameleons of the social world. They can adapt to any situation or environment, blending in seamlessly with their surroundings. This makes it difficult for others to figure out their true intentions or motivations. They may seem like an open book, but underneath the surface lies a complex individual, and this is exactly why you can't control them. They don't conform to any set rules or expectations, making it difficult for others to predict their actions. They may seem like they're going along with the crowd, but they're just observing and analyzing everything around them. They can fit into any social group or situation without compromising their own values or beliefs. This makes it nearly impossible for anyone to manipulate or control them because they are constantly changing and adapting to the world around them. While others may struggle to fit in or stand out, the Sigma man has mastered the art of blending in and standing out at the same time. 2. You can't know what he's thinking. One of the key reasons you can't control this man is simply because you can't get into his head. His thoughts are his fortress, his strategy room, his sanctuary. He's like a grandmaster chess player, always a couple of moves ahead of the game. He keeps his plans and ideas close to his chest, and you won't know what he's thinking until he decides to make his move. No matter how well you think you know the game, the Sigma man can always surprise you with his unexpected moves. And this makes it nearly impossible for anyone to control him through any means. He's constantly adapting and evolving, staying one step ahead of the game. You can guess and speculate all you want, but at the end of the day, you can't predict his next move because he's not playing by the same rules. He's got his own game plan, his own strategies, and he's not broadcasting them to the world. This makes him immune to any psychological manipulation or control because you're always playing catch-up. 3. He instantly walks away if he smells something fishy. Having that strong instinct gives Sigma an edge over others. He can pick up on subtle cues or signs that something is off. They're not easily fooled, especially when it comes to their gut feeling. Even if they can't pinpoint what it is, they won't hesitate to walk away from a situation or person that doesn't feel right. This makes it difficult for anyone to control them through any tactics. Others may find them intimidating or difficult to read, but it's simply because the Sigma man is always on guard and aware of his surroundings. He won't allow anyone to take advantage of him or manipulate him in any way. As soon as he catches a whiff of something fishy, he distances himself and cuts ties before anything can happen. Manipulating someone requires a level of trust and vulnerability, which Sigma is not willing to give. He keeps his guard up at all times, making it nearly impossible for anyone to control him through any form of deceit or manipulation. 4. He doesn't believe everything he hears. Nothing is ever taken at face value by the Sigma. He has a natural skepticism and doesn't believe everything he hears or sees. This makes it difficult for anyone to manipulate or control him through false information or propaganda. He's always questioning and analyzing, using his own logic and reasoning to come to conclusions. He doesn't fall for tricks or manipulation tactics because he sees through them. And this is why he can't be controlled by those who try to deceive or mislead him. He has a keen eye for the truth and won't be swayed by false promises or fake news. This makes him a difficult target for anyone looking to control others through misinformation. While others may blindly follow the crowd, The Sigma man is always thinking for himself and making decisions based on his own research and analysis. It's like a duty to him to find the truth and not be controlled by lies. While many people see him as a weird guy, he is simply an independent thinker who refuses to be controlled by anyone or anything. His natural instincts, ability to adapt, and independence make it nearly impossible for others to dominate him. 5. He carefully analyzes each and every step. Sigma males aren't reckless. They're not the kind of guys who just jump into situations without thinking. Every move they make, every word they utter, every decision they take is all well thought out. It's almost like they've got a chessboard in their mind, and they're always 5 steps ahead. You know those detective movies where the main guy sits in a dark room, surrounded by pictures and strings, piecing together every detail of a complex case? That's exactly how the Sigma operates. He's the silent detective of his own life, thoroughly analyzing every angle, every risk, every consequence. From the outside, it might seem like he's making spontaneous decisions, but he's been calculating his next move for a long time. People think Sigmas are all about freedom and spontaneity, but that's only half the story. They may seem like they're just going with the flow, but every action is carefully calculated to achieve a specific outcome. And this unpredictability keeps others constantly trying to figure them out, making it impossible to control them. Because he's so analytical, he's almost always prepared for every possible scenario. Trying to manipulate him is not a good idea. You'll find yourself in a battle of wits that you simply can't win. 6. He has the lone wolf's advantage. A Sigma male is often seen as a lone wolf, a solitary figure who walks his own path. This can come across as aloof or standoffish to some, but it's one of his biggest advantages. He's comfortable in his solitude, relying on his intuition and resourcefulness. He doesn't need the approval of a pack to validate his actions or decisions. It's as if he's a self-contained unit, operating independently from the rest of the world. And this independence is what makes him nearly impossible to control. He's able to make decisions based on his own judgment and intuition without the influence of others. He doesn't rely on anyone else for support or validation because he's perfectly capable of handling things on his own. This gives him a sense of power and control over his own life that others may envy. And when someone tries to assert their authority over him, he simply brushes it off and continues on his journey as an independent being. His solitude is his greatest strength, making it nearly impossible for anyone to control him. 7. He's a free spirit. Sigma males are independent and free-spirited individuals who resist being restricted. They value their freedom above all else and will do whatever it takes to maintain it. Whether it's a controlling boss, a clingy partner, or an overbearing family member, the Sigma won't hesitate to cut ties with anyone who tries to control them. He has an innate need for autonomy and self-determination and refuses to let anyone else dictate his life choices. This may come across as rebellious or stubborn to some, but for him it's simply about protecting his freedom and individuality. He won't conform or follow blindly just because someone tells him to. This makes it impossible for anyone to control or manipulate him because he's always determined to follow his own path, no matter what. The more someone tries to control him, the further he will push back, making it a never-ending battle they can't win. Even if someone manages to control them temporarily, he will always find a way to break free and reclaim his independence. 8. He's not motivated by social status or fame. While most people simply want to fit in and be accepted by society, Sigma has no desire for social status or recognition. He doesn't care about being popular or having a large social circle. He's comfortable with his small, close-knit group of friends and family. This makes it difficult for others to control him through social pressure or expectations. He doesn't feel the need to impress others or follow trends in order to gain acceptance. This independence allows him to remain true to himself, regardless of what society expects from him. And this is why he can't be controlled by anyone looking to use social status or fame as leverage over him. As the saying goes, he who cares the least controls the most. And Sigma definitely fits this description. He's not influenced by external factors or societal norms, making it really hard to control him. While the alpha male can't live without validation from others, the Sigma couldn't care less about it. This gives him a sense of power and control over his own life that cannot be easily compromised by outside forces. 9. He's really good at reading people. Many people may underestimate this man because he's not always the most expressive or outgoing person. But while others are busy talking and trying to control situations, the Sigma man is quietly observing and analyzing everyone around him. He is constantly scanning everything and everyone, taking note of their actions and behaviors. He is also very good at reading between the lines and picking up on nonverbal cues, making him a master at understanding people's true intentions. This skill allows him to see through any attempts at dishonesty, making him a valuable and trustworthy friend. It also makes him an excellent problem solver, as he can quickly identify the root cause of any issues by reading between the lines and understanding people's underlying motivations. 10. He's not afraid to speak his mind. The beta male is afraid of confrontation and tries to please everyone just to avoid any conflict. It doesn't matter if he agrees with them or not. He will just nod along, not wanting to upset anyone. The alpha male will speak his mind, but only when he knows he has the upper hand. But for the Sigma, speaking his mind is just a way of life. He doesn't shy away from expressing his thoughts and opinions, even if they go against popular beliefs. This is because he's not looking for anyone's approval or validation. He just says what needs to be said and stands by his words. It doesn't matter if you're his boss, friend, or a complete stranger. He won't beat around the bush or sugarcoat things. He will tell it like it is, without any fear of backlash or consequences. Even if his superiors don't like the truth being spoken, that's their problem. If they want a place full of yes men, then he's not the right fit, let alone manipulating him.